Well, good morning and welcome to the Tec-Talk Podcast. This is day number 3 of the Space and Missile Defense Symposium morning session. I am joined today by Mallory Lind from INGENIX Technologies Incorporated. Welcome to the podcast, and how's your morning going so far?
Thanks for having me, Luke. It's been really, really good. Just bustling around on this last day of SMD and trying to catch some folks before people take off and head home.
How's the feet feeling after 2 days?
Well, I mean, I'm in flats today, so
that says everything you need to know.
Yep.
She's done a lot of walking, I'm sure. But anyway, so super excited to get you on the show. It's the relationship and connection that we've had it for almost about a year now, and it was finally so good to meet you on.
Yeah,
was it Monday or Tuesday when I ran into you?
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
We're having trouble with the days of the week this week, I think.
Yeah, everything's just wrapping all together.
Yeah.
But no, super excited. Glad you were able to make it to the Space and Missile Defense Symposium. What are your thoughts on it? How long have you been coming here, and what do you like about it?
Sure. So this is my third trip this summer to Huntsville. The company I work for, INGENIX Technologies, we're based out of Huntsville, but I live in northeastern Pennsylvania, so I frequently have to commute down here for different events. This is probably the most of the Von Braun Center I've seen. I mean, it is sprawling with all the different exhibits, like all of the exhibit halls being set up and everything like that, and even the happy hour arena they had set up for us on the conclusion of the first day was just incredible. But no, it's been a fantastic experience getting to meet folks, regardless if they're a gov entity, a prime, whatever it may be. But this is, I think, probably prime time in terms of making connections and networking, which is, as a director of business development, that's like what I'm all about. So.
It's perfect for you.
Yeah.
This symposium has grown so much over the last 4 years.
Yeah.
I think we hit around 10,700 something people this year.
Wow.
Which I think we were at like 9,000 something last year. So it's only growing, and apparently there's a wait list for vendors and people that are wanting to attend. So
I believe it.
We got to have some more space. But so a little bit, I would like to know a little bit more about you, and then we can talk about INGENIX and all the great things you guys are doing. What's your background?
Sure.
And how did you end up at INGENIX?
Okay, great. Yeah. So Mallory Lind, born in West Virginia, born and raised. People say I have an accent. I personally don't hear it. I enlisted in the West Virginia Air National Guard in 2014, served for 7 years total. My background while in the military was aviation management. I did a brief stint, a voluntary activation to United States Cyber Command from 2018 to 2020, and then finished out my Air Force career in public affairs and photojournalism. After separating from the service in 2021, I briefly worked for the Defense Information Systems Agency as a contractor for several months before joining a nonprofit based out of West Virginia called the Civil Military Innovation Institute. They are contracted with Army Research Labs to carry out a program called Catalyst Pathfinder. So starting in 2022, when I joined the team as a project manager, that's when I got my first taste, my first toe in the water of learning about defense innovation, that being kind of the buzzword at the time. So that particular program, Catalyst Pathfinder, that is all centered around talking with soldiers directly, not liaising through anybody, and from the mouths of soldiers, finding out what the actual problems are on the ground, whether it's, through drill weekends, if they're a National Guard soldier, or if it's during a deployment or FTX, whatever it may be, and then turning to our network of academia and industry partners that we had to create a solution and then rapidly integrate back into the force. So I was in that position as a project manager for about 3 years, primarily working with the West Virginia National Guard and the West Virginia Military Authority. Through that, as a project manager, we had a couple of different efforts where we subcontracted with University of Alabama, Huntsville, which at the time, the vice president now of INGENIX, Dr. Shelton Wright, was one of my researchers. So he worked on a couple of different projects with me. Last summer, ended up relocating from West Virginia to northeastern Pennsylvania. My husband is a Army combat veteran. Before he got out of the service, he was a TAC at West Point. So he got a job at West Point as a program manager for the Military University Partnership Program, ironically enough, through ARL. So relocated to northeastern PA. My position with CMI2 is very location dependent, so I ended up having to leave the team there, which made me sad, but it was a great 3 years, great stretch working with them. And as I was getting ready to leave CMI2, this is when INGENIX was really starting to ramp up. Shelton heard that I was leaving. He's like, hey, you want a job? So, and I do have an undergrad from American Military University in business administration, so they brought me on as their director of business development, and I've been here for just about a year at this point.
Well, I would say that was Dr. Shelton, if I'm not mistaken, was his name, made a good decision to offer you a job. You have a phenomenal background.
Thanks.
And I can only imagine that the mission set that you guys were working, supporting the West Virginia National Guard, trying to identify innovative areas where they could use some help. That sounds like a lot of fun.
It really was, and it's really incredible to see how soldiers, before they're even provided with a resource like the Catalyst Pathfinder program, how innovative they are on their own, because they have to be. Because if folks are, out in the desert, so to speak, something breaks down, and let's say, they're not going to be able to get a part for 2 to 3 weeks, thanks to the, acquisition processes of the government.
Longer than that.
Right. Well, I'm sure. I believe that. I mean, they're going to be looking for ways to try to fix the thing themselves, to get back on the road, get back on missions.
Yep.
So being able to help facilitate that and, get to the solution faster, it's an incredible feeling to be able to help in that way.
I also would be remiss to not thank you for your service as well as your husband's service to this country.
Thanks.
That's very much appreciated. Talk to us a little bit about INGENIX and where you guys do a lot of your work. Where's your headquarters at?
Sure.
And then we can start discussing some of the cool stuff that you guys are doing.
Okay, good deal. Yeah, so INGENIX Technologies, we are an economically disadvantaged woman-owned small business based out of the Huntsville area, formed in November of 2023. Our leadership team comprises of Dr. Shelton Wright. He's our vice president and kind of our head of research. I'm the director of business development. And then our president and CEO, Nadia Wright, she's kind of the leader, the brains behind this whole operation. She has a background in marketing from UAH. So basically, our end state is we're just trying to get tech into the hands of our warfighters as soon as possible, kind of circumnavigating that whole DOW acquisition valley death we all know and love. I'm rolling my eyes. And we do this, we consider ourselves SMEs in several different topic areas to include cybersecurity, applied AI, which is, using AI where it makes sense, not just because it's cool and one of the new shiny objects, modeling and simulation, XR training, and software engineering. We do have a couple of SBIRs that are ongoing. We just wrapped up our first phase 1 SBIR with the Navy out of NSWC Crane relating to the modeling and simulation of hypersonics. So not only were we selected for the phase 2 of that, but we also were selected for the phase 1 option as well in order to kind of carry us over to phase 2. And then several weeks ago, we are awarded an open topic Air Force SBIR related to XR training as well.
Wow. Well, congratulations. I know from the SBIR side of the house, it's not always easy to make it past the phase 1, but the sky's the limit really once you can show the capability, feasibility of the solution that the government is looking for.
Yeah, absolutely.
And no, that's exciting work. The NSWC Crane area is very innovative.
Oh, absolutely.
So
yes,
the opportunities, I'm sure, the sky's the limit for you guys. I want to talk a little bit about, you mentioned cybersecurity and applied AI, of course. And with all the things that you guys are doing, of course, the government has made it one of the top initiatives is leveraging AI to do some very hard engineering tasks.
Yes.
And also tasks that take a lot of time to do.
Right.
And how you guys are effectively using it, and where are you guys seeing the biggest return on, let's say, your investment? Because I'm sure, like you, as a lot of other companies, the government has asked companies to lean forward, spend a little bit of their own dollars, for some solutions that can be considered commercial.
For sure.
So, could you talk a little bit about that, and how are you guys playing in that field?
Sure. Okay, I got 2 pretty good examples. So the Air Force SBIR I just mentioned, while it is related to XR training, the solution that we've kind of envisioned and are in production to develop, we call fast tracks. And basically what this is intended to do is to use AI to automate creating the different layouts for virtual reality. To kind of make that a bit easier for folks, because that could be really monotonous, tedious work when you have to sit there for hours and hours, have to anchor like a virtual reality widget to something that's actually in real life. So we're intending to use AI in order to automate that process, therefore get to the end state faster, and then better prepare the warfighter, by using AI in a smart way. In terms of cybersecurity, we do have a solution that we call DIS, or the Device Inspection System, recognizing that, depending on where government issued hardware is shipped from, given different adversarial actors that we have that may not like us, that may not like us very well. What we have developed is able to scan pieces of hardware to determine if there's hardware trojans contained on the device, or if there's counterfeit pieces, stuff of that nature, which thereby better guards different government networks and things like that to make them less vulnerable.
So thank you for those examples, I would say. I love when companies can actually talk about a capability or or a solution that exists. Sometimes sometimes it's in the idea stage. Sometimes it's not fully proven out. But it sounds like you guys have some amazing capabilities.
Yeah.
How big are you guys over at INGENIX?
We are less than 10 employees right now. So we've only been off the ground for, like I said, since late 2023. We have been picking up speed in the past year or so with the awarding the SBIRs, and we are hiring. For anybody that is listening, we have several engineer positions open on our website, INGENIXTech.com. So please check those out because we are actively hiring.
INGENIXTech.com.
Yes.
And any other job platforms? Or is it just on your website?
Not currently.
Okay, was just curious.
But we do have social media pages on both LinkedIn and Facebook, so we will be actively posting on those in the coming future as well for job opportunities.
Give them a follow too.
Yes, absolutely. We'd love to see you all on there. That way you can check out what we're working on.
So would love to talk to you a lot longer. These sessions are very short.
Yeah.
But being that we're at the Space and Missile Defense Symposium, and where are you guys trying to position yourselves? I'm guessing you guys are positioning yourself as an integrator with certain solutions that you guys can go into an open architecture and offer a solution that you guys currently have.
Right.
With the advent of the Golden Dome initiative, as that's been a top topic here, especially at this symposium. So how are you guys trying to position yourself and letting other companies, primes and small businesses know, like, hey, we have these capabilities, we'd love to join your team, or you join our team.
Yeah.
And let's go try to solve this very complex problem that is the Golden Dome.
Right. So honestly, coming to events like this, like SMD, we're slated to attend AUSA later this fall. It's like at the end of the year. Honestly, just getting out here and networking, like actually talking to people, putting faces with names, letting people know who we are, what we're doing, and then just seeing kind of where the capabilities and the needs align. So, coming to different events like this, like I said, this is the third time this summer I've been down here to Huntsville to make connections and expand our network. Just opportunities like this, and I would encourage any other small business like ours, less than 10 employees or even a little bit bigger than that. Any opportunity you have to come down to different events like this, like get out there. Like you're not going to be able to expand your network just by sitting at a desk like in your office.
Yeah, and I think you just nailed it. Is we've talked to a lot of people, and that's something that I've kind of stressed to our viewers is relationships in the business world are probably the most important aspect.
Absolutely.
You can have the most tech savvy solution, but if you don't know the right person or can't get it in front of the right person, it'll just die.
Yeah.
So, no, I really appreciate you coming on the podcast. Really appreciate you taking the time to come talk to us.
Sure.
I will send an invitation out for you.
Okay.
Is whenever you are back into Huntsville, let me know, and we'll get you on the podcast at Tech Masters.
Awesome.
At our corporate facility, and
Love
we can
to.
talk for an hour.
Okay.
About all the other things that I want to talk.
Good deal. As long as I hit Starbucks in the morning, I can talk.
Yeah. Well, I will get you Starbucks.
Good deal. Sounds like a plan.
We'll close it out. I always ask. I usually like to ask two questions just off the cuff.
Okay.
The first question would be, well, I'm going to think of a good one. Let's see. I would say, where is the most favorite spot that you've traveled to in the world?
In the world, probably it's in the same region, so I'm going to count it as one, but it's two separate locations. Yellowstone National Park and the Grand Tetons. Back in 2023, my husband, brother-in-law, and sister-in-law, we did a hiking trip, and I think total we did about 35 miles between the two parks. It was incredible experience.
So you still like to do all the hiking, it sounds like.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. We're backpackers.
And the second question I would say is, what is your favorite city?
My favorite city?
Yes. And it cannot be in West Virginia.
Oh, okay. I will say really put me on the spot with this one. I'll say Pittsburgh, just because living in West Virginia, that's like our closest big city. So I'll say that. And,
Are you a Steelers fan?
I'm more about college football.
Okay.
Like the West Virginia Mountaineers continue to disappoint me, but I love them to death anyways. So I'm more college football than professional. So
well, really appreciate you taking the time to come talk to us.
Thanks for having me.
I wish all you guys such great success over at INGENIX. It sounds like you guys are going to go places. You're in the right areas. You're focusing your efforts in the right spaces is what it sounds like. And I also want to stress to the viewers that you guys are always looking for some partnerships.
Yes, and like I said, we're hiring. Check out our website, y'all.
Go check them out. Everyone needs a job or a new job sometimes.
Absolutely.
But really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks, Luke.
All right.